Good morning, America. As elections near, we want to help you make the right decisions for who will control the future of our nation.
Yesterday, we interviewed Republican vice presidential candidate Sheppard for a Bison exclusive interview. Take a listen.
Good morning, Mrs. Sheppard.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. We're so happy to have you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And we'll just get started. First off, what are your thoughts on oil drilling in Pennsylvania?
So, as you guys may know, my running mate, Cooper Shedd, is the governor of Pennsylvania. So this is a very important topic to us. So we believe we should completely continue oil drilling. It is really good for our economy. It boosts jobs. It generates tax revenue. And most importantly, it reduces our reliance on foreign oil. And many people argue that fracking and other forms of oil drilling are pretty bad for the environment. And I do care about our environment, but I believe that many of the current regulations we have really hinder our energy development. So I think it's going to be really important, and we're going to make an effort to kind of cut back on those regulations.
Okay.
And we do still care about the environment, of course, and we'll have some regulations in place, but I think what we currently have stops us from reaching the full potential that our country has for energy development. And as we advance our technology, oil drilling and fracking and things like that are going to continue to they're going to get better not good for our environment per se, but like they're not going to be as detrimental.
I see. Yes, you kind of believe in like the development of our country,
yes,
and that we can make this thing that might be hurting the environment. Now we can make it better. I see. I love that. How will you and Shad ensure those affected by severe weather disasters as insurance companies flee the country's southeastern region, often ravaged by hurricanes? Specifically, what are you and Shad doing to help out the people affected by Hurricane Milton?
We're going to request some supplemental disaster funding from Congress to support our recovery efforts, and we're going to really make an effort throughout our campaign, and hopefully when we win in November to go and visit some of the hurricane victims and really know that we're standing with them, and also raise the public awareness of this topic. We're also going to work with state and local governments to develop recovery plans for the economy and for healthcare and for housing.
Wow. I just love that you and Shad really seem to care about the people here. Unlike Christian Swami. Anyways, how will you and Shad battle the rampant inflation that has come as a result of Bidenomics?
We are really going to prioritize reversing all of the reckless spending policies that were set in place by Bidenomics, and really just cut back on federal spending.
Wow. See, you guys really just seem super prepared about this. You guys are ready to just take over and get things done. I really like that. I appreciate it. How do you and Shad plan on preventing gun violence in America?
Well, gun violence it's a pretty tricky, controversial topic, and I really don't think that the problem is the guns. I truly believe in our Second Amendment freedoms, and I believe that we need to continue to back the blue and fund our law enforcement so that they can further protect us.
Yes, I believe that too personally. I don't think I could agree with all those people online saying, "Oh, defund the police." Well,
Definitely.
what would you do if we didn't have them? Call 911? Why don't you just call a crackhead? Frankly, you're cooked. Let's see. About what Shad said in the J&J News issue last week. What are your thoughts on his claims? Do you agree with them?
I agree with all of Shad's claims. We've taken a lot of stances on a lot of really important issues, and I think our stances are very well thought out. We have facts behind them, and we're not just making claims based on what people want to hear. It's what we truly believe in, and I think all of our causes are something like our heart is in it.
Wow. It's just a great thing you and Shad have here. You guys seem like such a versatile, great team. Love what you guys have here. Great for what the name. Like you don't see many teams in politics working together like you and Shad do. I just think it's great. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Let's see here. And about abortions, do you think abortions are a problem?
Yes, I think abortions are very problematic. I think that we have all these babies who are being just brutally murdered, and I just don't see how that's right. Of course, I would make an exception for something such as rape or incest, or the woman's health. But other than that, I just think it's kind of selfish, and I really think we need to just turn back to some pro-family values. Of course, as a woman, I believe in women's health care, but I think abortions are not the right way to turn. 95% of the time, we have things like adoption agencies and foster care and those resources, and I'm really going to make an effort to push for resources for pregnant women and mothers who need a little more help to hopefully cut back on abortions. And I think that the overturn of Roe v. Wade was a really positive thing for our country, and I'm really going to push to keep abortions, the numbers going down.
Amazing, just simply amazing.
Thank you.
And we've been asking a lot of questions about you and Shad as a team. We really want to get to know more about you. What inspired you to work with Shad?
Oh my gosh, Shad, I have really admired him for a long time. He's been the governor of Pennsylvania for the last several years, and I think he's done an incredible job. I really admire all the things he's done, especially caring for the common man. I really think he's a man for the people, which is something I so passionately believe in. And I think his pro-family values and keeping certain rhetoric out of schools, like he really has trained, like the views he's taken on some of these things, he's really not afraid of what the media is going to say about him. He doesn't care about slander, and he doesn't care about leftist agenda and the attacks. I think he's just truly passionate about what he believes in, and I think we need a president like that.
Wow. This is truly amazing. Your first impressions with the people. I just love the vibe you're giving off here.
Thank you.
And just how you speak clearly about your policy. And you're so very informative, and I want to thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure to get to meet you and talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Simply amazing. She's such a well-spoken candidate and knows exactly what she's talking about. That's something we haven't seen often in recent presidential elections.
I agree. Her and Shad are really alike in that they're both so passionate about the nation and its issues. They're here for the people, and it shows in everything they do.
Now up, presidential candidate Krishnaswamy missed campaign work last week on Wednesday. She reportedly went on a small tree planting excursion with the Lands Council of Liberty Lake.
It's horrendous that she would choose tree hugging over working to make her first impressions with the American people. Patrick, what do you have to say about this?
Thank you, Blaine. That was incredible. You want my opinion on Cressida tree hugging? She planted that tree. I hate it. You want to know what I don't hate? Cooper Shad. He was holding my baby last week as he planted 100 million trees just like this. I'm actually in Florida right now, specifically Tampa, after the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. As you can see, the amount of damage that have happened. I'm soaked from head to toe. It happened a week ago and I'm still soaked. But guess what? Cooper Shad would never miss this opportunity to speak to the American people, because he is amazing and he's great. That's about all I have here right now. Back to you, Blaine.
Speaking of campaigns, despite all the delays thanks to Krishnaswamy, both had a roaring start last Friday.
Shad held an off-script press conference. Krishnaswamy, on the other hand, released her first campaign video instead of making a face-to-face appearance to the people.
Shad actually ripped up his script right in front of the audience. A crazy power move. He's really such a charismatic person, giving us a speech straight from the heart.
Sorry, Blaine. I'm actually gonna have to steal the mic away from you a little bit, because I have to talk about Cooper Shad a little bit more. His policies are incredible. His off-script talking ability is incredible, and I think he's the greatest president that will be ever, because he's the best. And that's reporting live at MSBBC in Tampa Bay, Florida. All right, I can give it back to you now.
As for Krishnaswamy's video, it was a bold performance, talking behind a screen for her first impression.
Frankly, I think Cressida is terrified of Cooper Shad. She didn't show up prepared. Her entire staff doesn't show up prepared. I heard once that she said she didn't have any policies. She didn't even show up for her own campaign announcement. I think the American people deserve better, and I think Cooper Shad is that better. Look at all of these trees. Look at all of these other trees. Cooper Shad planted all of them. That one, only Cressida planted it. It was frankly sad. See? All of these other trees, Cooper Shad planted them. And I think that should be our president. Thank you. Back to you.
Patrick, thank you very much for coming on. You're such an expert on these political topics and educational to the good American people.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you for watching The Patriots Voice, and tune in next time on Bison News.